Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the George.Daniel podcast. I am your host, George.Daniel, and with us in the room, we have Matt.
And I'm Ashley, your co-host. What's
Hello,
up?
hello. How we doing, everyone?
Really good.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Dude, it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
How we? We're probably all stuffed up. We're all probably eating. We're probably cooking, actually.
We're
at this
cooking.
We're cooking at this point. But Thanksgiving. What is one tradition that you love about Thanksgiving?
Oh my God. You go first.
With me personally, it used to be that we always hosted Thanksgiving
Oh,
at my house.
Yeah.
But now that my mom is out in New Jersey and everything, my aunt is the one who's hosting everything. So it's I've become the adult for my immediate family.
So you're the one who
I'm
shows
the
up.
representative.
Yeah.
So like it's been a cool little tradition where like I either bring a ham and or like a nice little side.
Do you make it?
I make it. I was telling Matt earlier. It's either gonna be a ham and or Brussels sprouts, or both.
Okay, so how do you make your Brussels sprouts?
Brussels sprouts, I use. Oh, dude, honestly. Okay.
Dude, I used to hate them, but they're hella
I know. I
fired.
just got into Brussels sprouts maybe like a year or two
They're
ago.
Dude, I used to hate them.
Me too.
Because codename kid next door, you just had to be there. You'd understand, blah, blah, blah. But like, literally, it's been maybe five-ish years that I've made this dish. Like,
Yeah.
my family knows me for this thing.
Yes.
So, like, I bake them first, like, not all the way through. And then I drizzle them with honey, soy sauce, and then I bake them again, and then I hit them again with a little bit of soy sauce, and then I add all the
salt, pepper, and all that shit.
pepper, and everything after the fact.
Dang.
And it just like it's like very juicy and wet,
Yeah.
and, and then also we put.
I like it's so juicy and wet.
You know, the way you describe
You
that.
know how I do. You know how I do. But no, and then we sometimes depending on who's gonna show up and dietary restrictions or whatever, we'll add bacon or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bacon. Oh my God.
Bacon and Brussels sprouts is
So
unmatched.
I do mine with I have them like with steak a lot of the time because we used to just have them for just Thanksgiving, but now we have them Thanksgiving and we'll do like throughout the year we'll do them with like steak, and Jacob will reverse sear the steak while I'm making the Brussels sprouts, but I like peel them. I cut them and I rinse them and I peel them and I let them dry while I'm making like soy sauce, honey, and I'll put maple syrup in there. And then I'll, do the bacon and cut it really thin and then like sprinkle that shit all over. Oh my God. And then I'll broil it for like 3 minutes.
I
I
what
like
is-
it
Damn, that sounds
crunchy.
fire.
What does
dude.
broiling mean?
It's really hot.
it's like the hottest
is it more
setting, I
steam
guess?
or like?
No, I don't think so. It just gets like, I think it's like 550 and up is to broil it.
I think you're just supposed to do it for a little bit, right? 'Cause
Very
it's the
small
high,
amount
it's
of
usually
time.
the highest setting on the oven. So
That shit will
I've never
burn
used
everything.
It. I've
Yeah.
never used it.
Be very weary when
I'm
you do. Like,
I'm such an idiot. Like I don't like.
No. I just learned this like 6 months ago how to use it though. So like,
I'm using an air fryer, and the other day I.
Oh, you put them in the air fryer?
No, the other day I was like,
No,
I was trying to really trying to spice things up in my life. I was really sad, but like fucking, I had some loose like meat essentially, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna like dress it up a little bit and then leave it in the fridge overnight, so then it like marinated everything. But it was too wet for me to cook it. The way that I wanted to cook it. It was
Arranchera.
Yeah. And so it was already pre-marinated and everything.
Did you then marinate
And I just
it
marinated
again?
even more. But dude, you add a little bit of orange.
Orange. Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
squeezed orange and then a peel or two in there.
Yeah.
Ooh, that shit, dude. Honestly, fuck with me. Oh, dude. Gordon Ramsay has nothing on me.
When are you
dude.
gonna cook for us?
Dude, maybe next week. Maybe next week I might bring like a little side dish. Yeah.
We should each bring one.
That would be fun. Yeah, like you cook your best thing or whatever.
Yes.
But I'm also probably gonna do ham. Me and Matt were talking about it earlier. He is probably gonna change my recipe because he reminded me about what brown sugar is.
Dude.
Yeah, a brown sugar sangria ham. So fire.
Dude, that sounds gas.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds hella good. I do I'll put pineapples on there with the cloves, you know, and then I'll put cherries in the middle after I rub it with brown sugar and you can put maple syrup in that too.
I do honey.
Yeah, they can do honey too. You can do honey drizzle.
I do.
The honey's kind of nice because you put the honey and then you can put the brown sugar, so it kind of helps it stick a little bit.
Yes,
sometimes the brown sugar will fall off. Yeah.
Oh, dude, this is why you need a crew to brainstorm.
Yeah, dude.
You buy a butterball, you don't use anything that it comes with.
Dude, seriously, I would just throw that shit away and fucking put my own shit on it.
Yeah, I might need to do that because I usually do honey and teriyaki sauce.
Really?
See, I've never done a teriyaki, but that sounds kind of fire.
Like and
because it would go good with the pineapple.
Well, also it allow I like to really get in there, you know.
Chef.
But dude, no, I'll let it cook and then I'll check it maybe every 8 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then I'll make another side of it and just keep drizzling it on slowly.
Yeah. Have you ever cooked the turkey?
No.
I did.
Dude, I have too.
It came out good actually because I followed this really nice recipe where it just stayed hella juicy.
Yeah.
It took a long time, but it was really flavorful and really juicy. I love turkey, but no one else.
How long did it take for you to?
I don't even remember, but it was longer than usual, and because it was just cooking at a lower temperature.
200
all
and then
fucking
just
day.
all fucking day with the ham basically. And But
that's my thing. It's just I think growing up, my mom was in charge of all the cooking, right?
My grandma always did it.
But anytime I would want to do something to help her out, whether that be a side or whatever,
Get out of the kitchen.
It's get out of the kitchen, but also it's just you can use the stove, but you can't use the oven.
The oven, yeah.
You know, you can do this, but you can't touch that because I'm like, what the fuck? You're handicapping me. You know,
no, my grandma would be like, get out of the kitchen. That's it.
Yeah.
You're not helping.
I mean, no, literally.
Unless you want to, for Christmas, it would be like, oh, do you want to put the masa on the corn husk to make the masa? I guess. And I was so bad at it that everyone that I would do, she'd look at it and be like, oh, can you get that for me? And grab it and fix it real quick and then put it down.
That's hella funny.
Dude.
Yeah. My mom hated when I helped her out because I think it's because she thought that I was either trying to change her recipe or whatever, but really I was just trying to learn, you know? I was just really trying to be how do you why do you put this in the blender versus when I see my white friends do it, they just kind of chop it up and kind of just make it as a blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And she's she'll tell me all these things.
There's
you know?
an aroma that comes when you put the tomatoes, you boil them whole and then you brown or char them, right? And then you peel them and then you put them in there. There's just a different kind of aroma, a different kind of taste.
That's some Mexican shit, I feel like.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Even just watching her make pozole, right? It's not Rachel Ray. You know, I don't know if you guys seen that video, but it's not Rachel Ray.
Is it Rachel Ray and what's his face? The dude with the blonde hair. Did you see that?
Oh, Guy Fieri.
Oh God. Yeah, and it's just the worst.
They were making chili essentially. Yeah. They made chili. With hominy.
Stop.
That's what it looked, dude.
I think they added
celery. I
saw a clip of it recently on TV.
Celery,
dude.
There was some.
Celery,
and the stuff they were throwing in it after the fact was just
they're all, this doesn't taste good. I gotta put all this stuff.
They didn't put lechuga. They didn't put any onion. They barely.
You put lettuce.
Yeah, of course.
I do.
I do sometimes.
Cabbage.
Cabbage.
Yeah, cabbage.
Wait.
I think it's cabbage, probably. Yeah.
Isn't cabbage?
It's
cabbage and lettuce looks the same, right?
Looks the same.
Yeah. Okay,
lettuce
then
is more
it's cabbage.
translucent.
Yeah,
okay.
We put cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we call it what is it in Spanish? Repollo, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, fucking. That's what we do.
Do you put avocado in your pozole?
No.
Fuck yeah.
Avocado?
Dude, it's hella good.
What do you mean?
You cut up the avocado. I use half of it every time.
Really?
Yeah,
does
avocado.
Does it mix into the soup or does it just chunks of it?
No, after. I put chunks into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I
it's
fuck with
good.
avocados.
I mean,
down, but I've never done it.
I can't hate on it because I've never had it.
It's like you're having radishes in your pozole.
Yeah.
You're having
Yeah, it's just an
cilantro
extra-
and cebolla.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
put it
yeah.
all in there and
Yeah.
just eat it with the chips.
When I was a kid, I would used to put like crema in mine.
I've
my
done that
friends
before,
have done
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But-
haven't tried that. Is it really good?
Well, for me, one, yes, it was really good. Two, I did it to cool down the pozole.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a little spicy?
No, to cool like the temperature.
Oh, okay,
Like to
okay.
literally cool it down.
Yeah.
Because
Everyone-
when I was like a kid, like I wouldn't add any more spices to it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
And then like every once, dude, one time, oh my fucking god,
This
dude,
one time in band camp.
dude, nah, fuck my mom for this one. Fuck, no, literally, like she was just like, oh, like
5 adobo chiles.
she's like, nah, like it's good, like just add a little bit of this, like the chile, like blah blah blah. But she made like an oil, like one of the, like that paste, you know, the chili paste.
No, that's
And she was
messed
she was
up.
just like, oh no, it's not even that spicy, like blah blah blah. So
That's a
I add like a
Mexican
half
one right there.
spoon, right? Like a full spoon, and not even just a liquid, but like the fucking
Like-
grinds and everything in it. And I like for
Probably shit your pants
like
immediately
2 days.
after
For
that.
2 days, it felt like I was bleeding. Like when I was
Oh my
pooping.
God, bro.
Dude, it was not. And then also like
That's the kind of chile that they make, and like they make it all day. And when you walk
Yeah.
in the house from school, you start choking.
yeah.
Have you had that?
Yeah, no, well, I haven't had it here, but my best friend's mom, she used to do that shit. Like you can you can taste it in the air.
Yes.
basically.
Your
Oh,
eyes, your
suffocating.
throat is
Like, yeah,
burning.
it was her sauce was the best, bro. Well, I mean, it's just so spicy, dude. I love
Yeah.
that shit, dude. I love spicy shit.
My grandma's was like that.
Yeah. But
So
what do you guys like to cook or chef up?
Oh my god. Everyone knows me for my sausage bread.
Oh, you heard it here first. Everyone
Sausage
knows
bread.
her. Get that bread. Get that
Jacob's
bread.
family, like, before Thanksgiving, they're always like, so, you're bringing sausage bread, right? I'm like, yes, I'll bring it. They love it. It is
Damn.
really fucking good. That's like a tradition for us. I
What is
always
it?
make sausage bread. It's Italian. It's like, I'll use like the King's bread, the ones you'll have to let sit from the freezer and let them rise. And I'll roll them out. And then I put like cream cheese, pesto, mozzarella, and sausage. And I'll wrap it up and I'll baste it every so often with butter. I put a couple of other things in there.
Yeah.
because
It's a secret.
stuff.
It's
It
a
is.
secret. Yeah.
But
That sounds fire.
It's
That sounds hella
so good. It's so like creamy on the inside. Like
I think in the UK they do sausage rolls, right? That's like a big
Yeah.
thing over
Do
there.
they?
But
I'm
like
trying
they
to
don't
think,
they don't
like-
put all the that's the sauce and the cheese, and I think it's just sausage and bread. But they
Mm-hmm.
love that shit over there. That's what I thought it was, but you're like making it even crazy.
Yeah.
It's just
Wait, so
more
it's not like
Italian.
a.
Yeah, more Italian,
Sicilian.
exactly. Yeah.
I'm still trying to picture it. Like my dumbass.
I
or
do it
whatever.
different every
But, like,
time. You could make like a full roll of it, which is what we used to do when I was younger.
Like you roll,
we would
you put
roll
all this
this
stuff and then you
a
roll it in.
big roll.
Okay,
yeah.
sick, yeah.
And then so when we were younger and we were like, my mom was always trying to
do
figure
they
out
call
things to
that?
do. What do you mean?
Like when they put steak and then something around it.
Oh, that's Ramsey's favorite dish. What is
Not
that
well,
called?
not well. No.
Beef
Beef
Wellington?
Wellington.
Is it?
Beef,
It is,
yeah. But so is it kind of like that without the obvious steak that's in the middle? Or is it more just like everything's kind of like spread out and like
Essentially, I guess
Yeah.
you would say. But beef Wellington, you would like wrap it and
Yeah, you-
tie it and everything. You don't have to do that. It's essentially like a meat and cheese stuffed bread.
oh, okay. Damn, dude, that sounds fire.
So you
It's
just
really
like
good.
cut pieces off?
We used to do that when my mom was trying to figure out like ways to keep us busy when we were younger. We would she'd make different doughs with different colors, like food coloring, and we'd roll it up and bring that to the family.
That's
and
sick.
it would be like these
That's
little
fun.
tie dye rolls
Yeah,
with like
yeah.
sausage.
That's
and
actually
cream
hella
cheese in it.
sick.
It's so good though. But I do them now where I'll use the Pillsbury,
Oh, yeah.
and
Like-
so it's individual.
Oh, okay.
So everybody can just get
like a
their own.
biscuit
I don't have
rolls
to
or
cut
whatever?
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're
Dang.
so
That
good
sounds
that way
fire.
because they're like flaky and like. I
Damn.
love it.
Yeah, no.
But I make lots of shit, so that's not the only.
That's a nice little treat for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys can try to bake that. Dude, no, that sounds gas. So wait, so
I'll
would
make
you
those
say
for you guys.
would you say you and your family have more of a traditional or like it's kind of like mixed at this point?
We used to. It was always at my aunt's house. Or no, honestly, it was always at my grandma's house, and then my grandma passed away, and nobody really likes to go to her house anymore. My aunt owns it, but like, I mean, come on. Nobody's going to want to go to my grandma's house if someone else, you know. So my aunt, she was kind of like in the Evergreen area. We would always go to her house, but then she moved to Texas. So then now we don't really have a family down here that like does it, because my aunt's not going to hold it at her house. And like, I don't think she wants to be slaving over the hot kitchen, you know, the stove for hours and stuff. So they go to like East Palo Alto with their family to do it. And I go to Jacob's family's house, which my dad came last year.
That's so nice.
It is really nice.
You have a fucking other family,
It is
dude.
So nice. Hey, dude, not everybody has a family like that, though, because the in-laws can be fucking crazy.
Yeah, but at least
lucky.
At least you have the option of being like, Thanksgiving here, Christmas here. Mm-hmm. You have that option. You know what I mean? Like, I just have my lovely family. You know, like that's who I have. So it's just like, dude, that's that part. And even now, you guys yourselves, if you wanted to, just be
we
like,
can't do that.
But
Dude,
if you wanted
the
to,
backlash that our family would, both of them, they would
sure.
be like, "Fuck you guys! You're not gonna bring my grandson. You're not gonna bring my nephew.
Yeah.
Like whatever. They're just gonna be.
Yeah.
They would be so pissed.
But if you wanted to, or let's just say you guys do end up moving for whatever reason, right?
Let's say we moved to Europe. That would.
It wouldn't be like at least you still have your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something I've never even really thought about. You know?
It's pretty cool, to be honest. To think about it that way, it is totally cool. I can't wait until I want to buy a house so bad, and I can't wait until we buy a house because I want everyone to come over. Like I want to invite friends, family, everybody just come over, and like everybody can be in the kitchen. Yeah. I want a big ass kitchen, and I want to feed everybody.
I want like at some point, hopefully. I want to have like I want to have an open kitchen. Like kitchen,
open concept? Yeah, me
like,
too.
Like where it's like the island and everything else, and you can see into the living room. So then everyone's just yelling and chit chatting, kids are running, blah blah blah.
Playing
like,
games,
dude, like that's
backyard.
so sick. Like I almost have that at my house, but I have a wall right there. You know, but if I didn't have that fucking wall, dude,
that load bearing beam,
dude, like even if I've even thought about it where I'm like, okay, well, I know that there's studs here and this section of the wall doesn't need to be there. It's just there for aesthetic.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if we just opened it up a little bit,
bar right there. That would be sick.
You know what I mean? Just like everything, like it would just be fun. It would just be like.
I will tell you though, the thing about like it being open like that, because our apartment is really small, but it is kind of open into the living room.
Right.
If you cook, it just makes everything. Like I made bacon the other day. Mm-hmm. Everything smelled like bacon. I went to work and my hair bag smelled like bacon. He's all bacon.
Yeah, but no, like I think that the concept of it is more fun for me than anything else. Like I would like it to host, you know, and do all this stuff and like blah blah blah.
Because we grew up seeing how like amazing it is for everyone else to like host. They made it look easy. Don't get me wrong. We know they made it look easy.
Yeah.
But it looks fun, and it's fun to like bring the family together. I feel like our generation kind of lacks that a lot with a lot of our families.
Who in the fuck out of our generation has the space, right?
That's the thing.
Like
and then they wonder why we're lacking all this like
we're
family.
At that age. We're at the age where like we're supposed to be the ones who are like, hey, like let's do a carne asada. Like we'll do it at my house. Like blah blah blah. We're at that age.
No, we do it at the beach or the park because we don't have anywhere to do it.
I mean, luckily, like in my spot, like we can still do.
You have space.
We have space.
People
but
come
like,
to my apartment, they're like, "This, you live with a baby in here?"
But
and I'm
like
yes.
the thing is, because I have roommates, you know, like my family feels uncomfortable coming through. Mm-hmm. You know, because it's like this is your space and your name is on the lease, but you're not. This isn't like. It's not the same with when your mom's there. Yeah. You know, like if my mom were to be there, they know like if anything goes wrong, if anything, blah blah blah, she's the one who's gonna handle it. Yeah. But now that it's me, they're all like, "You're still a baby," you know, like you can't like, you know. But yeah, dude, and also this is the first year where I finally have 2 cousins who are above the age of 21.
Nice.
Yeah. So like.
How old is your sister?
My sister's 28.
Okay. So is she going to go with you to your aunt's house?
No. Yeah. Well, my sister lives in Bakersfield.
Oh.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one here. You know? Oh. So, and then because my sister is going to New Jersey for Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
they're most likely going to spend Christmas with his family. Or Thanksgiving with his, yeah, with his family. And like, yeah, like, sure, you know, whatever. Like, for sure.
See, there's
like,
two sides to that.
Well, dude, also,
Right?
like, I'm also being, like, kind of, like, selfish or whatever because it's, like, my birthday's on the 26th.
Yeah.
You know? Which is Sunday. But, like, it always, like, every 7 years or whatever, it falls on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. My
Right?
sister's is the 22nd. And her birthday is...
Forgot her birthday.
No, stop.
But-
It's the 23rd Thanksgiving, right? Yeah. Her birthday is the day before, so we're going to she's going to celebrate her birthday there at my dad's house.
Yeah. But that was my favorite part, was, like, if it did fall on there, like,
everyone's
you get a
there.
cake and everyone's there. And then a month later, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, literally, another month and it's Christmas, and then I get more gifts.
I would hate that, though, that, like, I had friends that had, like, their birthday on Christmas Eve or, like, on Christmas.
Oh, no. Christmas birthdays, New Year's
I feel
birthdays.
so bad for them because you only get one gift.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, and not just that, but, like, I know I have a buddy, actually my coworker who I was working with today, his birthday's on New Year's. So, like, for him, he's always had this, like, weird thing or, like, I mean, I've only known him for, like, a year or whatever. But, like...
always had this weird thing.
But, like, he told me, he was like, I have this weird anxiety when it comes to my birthday because my friends want to do stuff, but they also want to celebrate New Year's.
Yeah.
So it was just, like, even if I just wanted to go to a restaurant or whatever, we'd have to celebrate it, like, 2-3 days after my birthday.
Yeah.
You know, just so then people can be like, oh, well, like, unless you're gonna be at a club or unless you're gonna go to a festival or unless
Well,
you're gonna do this.
imagine, like, Valentine's birthdays. That's hella...
That's probably the worst if you're a girl.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's probably only a thing if you're a girl.
Why, though?
If you're
Why
a
is
guy,
that?
if you're a guy,
Okay.
like it's
We
just
don't
another
get gifts
day.
anyways, bro.
No. Okay, listen. I hate Valentine's Day. I
Me
mean,
too.
God bless Jacob. Jacob loves it. But, like, oh, my God. There's set menus. So, like, even if you want to... So, I was going to go to the Hilltop restaurant. Last year was my year to plan Valentine's Day. So, I planned it and thought, like, I'm fucking killing it this year. Like, I got us, like, a good reservation at this nice restaurant. They call me, you know, like, the day of. This bitch calls me the day of and she goes, I just want to let you know that we have a set menu today. And I was like, so you all don't have truffle pasta there today? And she's like, no, but we have like a shrimp pasta. And I was like, I want your fucking cheap ass shrimp pasta
Yeah.
for like this $120 a person shit. Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? I was so
But did they do like a whole pairing and everything else, like wine pairing and everything?
Yeah, but it's like,
yeah. You still want. What
I
you
wanted
want.
truffle pasta.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I looked at the menu everywhere. I
That's-
couldn't find that anywhere.
That's weird that they didn't send something out and been like, hey, like
Beforehand?
yeah, like hey, like what if you're allergic to seafood? What if you're blah blah blah? Or like,
Well, there's options, right?
oh,
For those.
yeah.
For
Like
allergies
vegetarian-
and
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. Yeah, but I was like, first off, I want steak. I want truffle pasta. I want this and that. And then, yeah, I was just mad. I hate that on Valentine's Day. I'd
that's
rather go
dumb.
to fucking McDonald's. Give myself a happy
Dude,
meal.
honestly,
I wasn't like that before, though. Hell, it wasn't like that.
dude,
I was a
it wasn't until
bitch.
like COVID happened where I'm like, damn, are these fucking Jewish and Indian Chinese people living it up? You know, because like,
What?
because dude, they don't celebrate Christmas, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving, they don't celebrate.
Actually, I have a Jewish clientele.
Or they
like,
might
I have-
celebrate.
They celebrate
Thanksgiving.
Christmas and Hanukkah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I mean that's like okay like at least when I was growing up, the Jewish kids would go to like a Chinese restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that's what they would do for Christmas. It
Well,
was like
even on,
movies are discounted, like blah blah blah. Like that
We
was
used
their.
to do that on Christmas. My dad and he would take us because Christmas for us was in the morning.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
we would
yeah,
go
yeah,
to
yeah.
go open gifts and everything, and we'd do breakfast at the malls in the morning.
Right,
And then we would go home and like be bored of our gifts already.
Yeah. Because once you open, I mean, like
you get like
yeah.
5 pairs of pajamas. Like, what are you gonna do with that? So then you go watch a good. There's always good movies too.
Yeah. On Christmas.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Scary movies
Yeah.
like Krampus and that.
Dude. Craziness.
All right, real quick, before we get back to the episode, I do want to give a shout out to Liquid Death. Make sure to get their normal mountain water and their sparkling water. It is really good. They have flavors. They have mango. They have watermelon. They have a bunch of other ones.
Maybe cucumber on the way.
Cucumber on the way. You heard it here first. But make sure you guys go get that. It's at www.liquiddeath.com. You guys can go to 7-Eleven. You guys can go to Safeway. You guys can go to your local convenience store and pick up a nice little can. Or you guys can just order it off their website and get a whole little box. We have like a shit ton. So shout out to Lance. We love you. And yeah, just make sure you guys support the podcast by supporting Liquid Death. We love you guys and peace.
Dude. Craziness.
Have you ever been on Christmas to the movies?
Yeah, I've gone a couple times. I've probably gone like 3 times in my lifetime. But it was mostly like an aunt or an older cousin or something just being like my mom being like, take the kids, I need to clean, or like take the kids, or like, just get them tired, like they're here until fucking January 6th until they go back to school or whatever.
Dude, I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Once the little one starts going to school?
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot. That's a lot of planning.
Jesus
Christ.
My clients have their kids in like camps. So there's like cooking camp and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. Well, sick. Out here, you live here in San Jose. Oh, you also live in close to downtown.
Downtown, yeah.
Yeah, so
I live on 3rd Street. I live right downtown.
I didn't want to give out too much.
Yeah, but like...
yeah.
Now you have to bleep that.
But fucking, there's a lot of, I know in Mountain View anyways, we have a lot of like community service stuff or whatever. Not community service, but community activities.
Yeah.
For kids, right?
Well, there's so many different community centers, like right here.
Yeah. But
okay, all the YMCAs. Like downtown, there's one near Lincoln. There's one on the east side over off of like Alum Rock or something. Like there's all kinds everywhere. They do basketball, football. I've never done anything like that.
Would you put your kid in football?
I don't know. Jacob probably would want to.
Would you? Okay.
If he wanted to do it, I would let him do it. But I swear to God, if I see a kid smack him, I don't think I
can do it. I don't think I'd be able to. Well, also I know my kid's gonna be fucking 5'3". Like he's gonna be tiny. Like I'm sorry for
Smaller
you.
than you.
That's why you gotta get that tall chick, bro.
Yeah, like what if you,
dude?
What if
I
you
love
marry
climbing trees.
What if you marry a tree?
Huh? I mean, I'm searching. You
Up high. Why are you looking low?
But fucking yeah. Wait, Matt, what do you cook?
I was just about to do that.
I just do the traditional. So yeah, turkey, the ham, stuffing. I love stuffing.
You do all of it though?
So initially it was my mom. She did everything. And then when she passed away, my grandma kind of took over and my dad. So they kind of comboed it.
That's nice.
And then like 2 or 3 years ago, my dad just wasn't feeling it, and he was like, I don't want to cook this year. He was just not feeling it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Thanksgiving's like my favorite, dude. Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna fucking cook. I love cooking. So I was like, I've never cooked the whole Thanksgiving meal though, and like with everything, sides, everything. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, fuck. I started doing all my freaking research, getting all my recipes. Went to the grocery store, did all my shopping, and then he came home. He was like, what the fuck are you making Thanksgiving? And I made the whole fucking Thanksgiving.
Hell yeah!
And ever since then, they kind of make me the Thanksgiving guy now.
So okay.
Sorry.
As a
I messed up.
Me personally, as like a Mexican dude, right? Like the passing of the torch.
Yeah, it basically is what happened.
That's what it felt like when you were telling me that story. Like that's what it felt like. It was the same as like when they handed me the rope to the piñata.
Oh yeah,
and I was like,
we were not allowed to touch those as the kids. Only like the older cousins,
the adults or
on
whatever.
the roof and shit. You're like, oh,
so I was just like, once they did that, I was just like, oh my, I'm the man of the family now.
They tried to hand me the piñata rope for my son's birthday, and I was like, give me the fucking bat.
Well, okay, so
they made fun of me because I beat the shit out of that piñata. They were like, someone was mad. What were you taking out of that piñata? And I was like, do none of you guys have kids?
Yeah.
It wasn't from. I said that wrong. I didn't mean it about it. It was just like
beat the shit out of Forrest. All right, all right.
No, I love him.
No, he's adorable.
He bites me and I can't do nothing.
I mean, you can bite him back.
I tried it, but then I can't get past the point where I know it's gonna hurt. No, it doesn't matter.
Put your lips right there.
No, dude, I have little bite marks all over my body.
Yeah.
Like behind my knees.
Oh, dude, I can't
Fucking bites me.
wait.
He'll just sneak up on you and bite you?
Dude, I can't
gosh.
wait to have a little one.
You gonna bite him back?
Nah,
them?
Well, I'm not
Her?
gonna. I can't. At that point, he's gonna have more rights than them is gonna. They're gonna have so much more rights than I will ever have as a parent. You know what I mean? But
They already
like,
do. It trips me out how like when I was in middle school, kids would be like, "Fuck you, mom, you're a bitch," da 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 da, and then
get out of my room.
I'm gonna call
Crazy.
CPS on you, dude. If I ever said that to my dad, he'd beat the shit out of me right there. He'll beat the shit out of me in front of CPS,
Yeah.
and they won't take me because they'd be scared of him too.
Yeah, yeah. No, my mom was like that. She definitely like parented with an iron fist, but it was like because she worked 2 jobs, she wasn't always like she wasn't there, so she needed to. If that makes sense.
That's how my dad was too.
Right.
Yeah,
So, like,
because if
because
I
she-
didn't bring the chicken out from the freezer,
Dude.
and he came home, there was nothing to eat. You're eating rice.
Dude, one thing. Oh, dude. Oh, okay. Maybe this is gonna be something that like people listen to and they're gonna be like, oh, I never even thought about that. But my mom, what she said, like she was here like 2 weeks ago or whatever, and she told me she was like, I brought up the whole taking out the chicken meat whatever out of the freezer, and she was like, you need to realize that was the money that I had.
Yeah. So
You
like,
know, so now that I need to go to like KFC and like waste $50 that she didn't have.
Yes.
You know, like that.
we're not getting Comcast next month.
little things.
Literally.
Little things
Yeah.
like that, right? Or like for her, it would be like, I mean, I don't know. My mom was like, my mom and dad were like on and off for a while, so she'll like have like boyfriends or whatever, and I would be like, oh, I'm like, oh, he's staying like an extra week, or like he's around more this
Yeah.
week than he was last week. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, we're not. The paycheck isn't coming until blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. So like even at a young age, at like 7, I started realizing things like that. But it wasn't until she told me, she was like, dude, like you know how badly you fucked me over, right? And I was just like, God damn.
And
dude.
that's why, like, and I understand now that's why they would get so mad.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we get our ass whipped.
Yeah, and then like and then when they at least my mom, she was like, all right, you didn't take it out, then you're gonna eat this, and this is all you're gonna have, and that's all we're gonna have, you know. And I'll be like, God damn it, I didn't want eggs, I don't want breakfast for dinner, you know
yeah.
what I mean? And like, yeah, you just have to live with it, and like all that shit. But
Kids now have no fucking excuse. Like, you know, they still have to do that and they still forget, but they all have phones and they
Yeah.
don't set a timer or anything like
Yeah.
that. So,
Like,
like, Forrest, I'm watching you.
I like at least back in the day, there wasn't nothing was written, right? Everything was just like word of mouth type
Yeah.
shit. So you can easily say like, oh, I forgot, like blah blah blah, you know, like.
Nah, man, there's no forgetting.
But now that everything's like in text or whatever, like you're like, bitch, I told you at fucking 5:30, take out, you know, blah blah blah. What were you doing and all this shit?
All the receipts, dude.
Yeah,
There's no
you
more
know?
excuses.
I can't wait to have a little one, but I'm also terrified.
Me too.
Like,
Because it shows you how
already
well
have
you are.
one.
Yeah, but I can't wait. And I'm scared. I'm terrified is what I'm saying. Like, I'm terrified because it shows you, like, at a young, like, how well you're able to raise a little being.
yeah,
You know, like, what happens when we get older? Like, what happens?
dude, you know what like pisses me off sometimes? My fucking mom, she was like, she's like, I'm working, like she is working hard, don't get me wrong. She's doing all this stuff, and like she is constantly always sending money to my grandma. She's always like fixing up houses and blah blah blah, all this shit. But like she was like, I know you guys aren't gonna take care of me. Karina has like, my sister, she has like 3 kids. By the time I'm gonna retire, she's gonna have like 5.
Just be like, shut up, mom.
You
I'm gonna
know,
wipe
and
your
she's
ass.
like, I don't, dude. She literally told me, she was like, I don't have faith in you to take care of me.
Why?
She's like,
you'll do it,
because
though.
I know for a fact I will always take care of my mom for sure. But in her eyes, I think because she knows how like whitewashed I am, she thinks I'm gonna just throw her in a home.
That's an American thing.
Right.
It's completely an American
So like
thing.
that's what she thinks I'm willing to do. But I'm like, no, mom, buy a house. Put the house under my name once you get old, and then I'll take care of you.
That's all we need.
Yeah, you know, like
My dad will listen when I say that.
Yeah, and like, I'm like, dude, like, just get yourself situated, and wherever you are, I will go.
I told my dad today, I was like, damn, houses down here are hella expensive. I was like, are you going to buy one, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, just put it in my name. He was like, fuck you.
Yeah, Wait, how many siblings do you have?
It's just my sister and I. Well, I have
Okay.
another sister
Right,
in
right, right,
Texas,
right.
but that's my mom.
Right.
She's my half sister.
Yeah.
I've never met her. God bless her. But it's just my sister and I. And then
Yeah.
he could put it in our name. We could fucking live together.
Right.
We wouldn't have an issue.
Yeah, or just fucking use that as a rental, type shit. And then you guys just half and half,
And then we
one
could
month
buy
is yours,
another
the other
house
month is
and then just
hers.
split it. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, dude. Family.
Question, actually.
Yeah.
Family. What do you think about, like, your mom having what is it called when they pass away? An inheritance, right?
Mm.
And
We don't have shit. We're dirt poor.
Stop that.
Like we have property, but it's in Mexico, in Zapotan, which is a tiny little
But
pueblo.
anybody can take out, like, I could take out a fucking
Dude.
inheritance on you.
Well, not sure, but
And it's $12 a month. That's a drink.
$12 a month.
$12 a month. Look into it.
Okay.
But so let's say your mom, my dad,
Yeah.
has inheritance, and then I have my son, right? I just have my son, and like, what would you do if your mom called you and you just had a son, and she's like, "So, I want to put your son on my inheritance. How much do you think I should give him and split between you, your sister, and him?" Is that okay? What do you think though? Like, do you think that they should do that? You too, the same thing.
It'll be so complicated for my family, because if that's the way that my mom's gonna do it, using your example, there's
Your sister has three kids.
right?
Yeah.
So like,
Let's say it was just her first kid.
if let's just use the real example, right? So she has 3 kids, and let's just say I have 2, right? By the time that my mom's kind of old or whatever
Then
the
you're
fuck.
splitting it between how many fucking...
Sure, but the way that I would do it, I would be like, hey, do you want the property or do you want the cash? Mm-hmm. And then from there,
But you would be okay with her putting the kids.
for sure.
What about you? You
Because
think it's okay?
How old are these kids?
Young. Let's say it's just
Let's
one
just say-
kid
let's just
before
say-
she even had...
If they're under 18, put it under the kids, because I'm still in control of it.
Wait,
not with inheritance.
so what kid is getting? I don't get the question.
So, Jacob and I are... No, not Jacob and I. My sister and I are in the will, right, for the inheritance.
Yeah.
And my dad calls me and says, I want to put your son on there. My sister doesn't have kids. It's just me, my first kid. Let's say the same thing with your parents, Your dad is like, I'm going to put you in the inheritance, and you and your brother are siblings, right? But you have a son. He's like, I'm going to put your son on the inheritance. How much should I split it between you, your brother, and your son?
I'd probably be like, why?
Thank you.
I'd be like, for what? I'm like, let me handle that. I'll
got
leave my
bitched
inheritance
out.
for him.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That's what
And
I'm saying.
You
though.
worry
Like,
about your
you-
kids is what I
but-
would say.
Okay, for me,
I had to deal with you.
but like for me, I would be like, okay, well, like rather than splitting it amongst everyone, why don't we put it in a trust, right? So the trust will
But that's a different thing, because there's trusts, right? And then there's the inheritance. So that's
Yeah.
the issue, is that like...
But if you build a trust and you put the trust or all the inheritance into the trust, then it's untaxable. First off, shout out. But also then from there, the inflation or the interest in
Yeah.
it is 6% versus the 1.2 that most banks have or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Chase doesn't have any fucking. There's no like. Yeah.
Well, doesn't Chase suck?
Chase kind of does suck, but also Chase be selling blow.
What?
Dude, okay. There was a boat. There was a Chase owned boat that was coming from either like Venezuela or like Cuba or something like that, and then it got seized in Miami, and they had a shit ton of cocaine.
What?
Yeah, that happened like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago or whatever. But ever since then, I was like, yeah, my bank should be trapping. You know what I mean? Like they gotta
not
funnel their
gonna-
money somehow.
That's
like
crazy.
but but yeah, it was like at that point I would just be like, no, just put it all in one account for everyone, and then from there, it's not on her. I don't want her to deal with any of
Your
the
sister?
like, my mom.
Your mom.
My mom. I don't want her to on her last like year or
Well,
whatever.
there we go. That's the thing.
Yeah,
is
I don't want my
that-
mom to stress.
Yeah.
I would much rather fight with my sister when she's gone than fight
God,
with my sister.
I hate when family fights about money and like
I know.
belongings and things like that. It just
That's what
like,
I'm saying. That's why earlier I said, okay, like, do you want the property or do you want the cash?
Well, that's the thing, is that the property is always going to grow in value. The cash, yeah, it's going to build interest, but it's like, it's cash.
Sure.
I feel like it should be like with my grandma when she passed away, she split the house and she gave everybody a portion of the house. And then because people are greedy, everyone wants to, one person wants to buy the house and needs more money from everybody else for it. And like, I don't know, like that also makes it really hard. It's just, the whole situation is so difficult. I feel like in the trust or in the will or just in the inheritance specifically, it should go to the children, split 50-50 because they deserve it. Even in like the sense of like when somebody has a wife, like you didn't fucking deal with them from like the
but also
ground.
I think I think it's a blanketed statement, right? I think it's so individual depending on the family.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because like let's just say I was a piece of shit kid and didn't help my mom out when she needed medical, she needed this, she needed assistance.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
fuck
then
that kid.
Should I get 50? No.
No, you're
you know
getting
what I mean?
25, maybe
if
15.
that, you know what I mean? but like, yeah, I think it just depends, you know? Like, I know I'm my mom's favorite. I know that. But that's because I'm her little man. And but like, for real, like, and this is something that I talk like to my therapist about, where I'm like, where my sister is her mirror. Mm-hmm. You know, so like,
they fight a lot. That's what you're saying. They fight a lot. Because they're so similar.
It's not even like fighting. It's more like bickering.
Oh yeah.
It's like they're the same person. You know what I mean? If me and my dad were like that, we bickered a lot. We would argue just to argue, just to see like who has the upper hand or who's smarter or who's the man in the, you know, whatever the fuck. And yeah, that was our relationship. Where like versus me and my mom, she was like, "Mijo, what the fuck are you doing?"
Dude, Mexican families are so fucking weird.
Well, yeah.
We're fucking weird.
Yeah. And I think if we're gonna like with the inheritance conversation, like I'm gonna use my grandma as an example because she has 5 kids.
Yeah.
So having 5 kids, right? My mom takes care of her the most financially. My uncle, who still lives in Mexico, takes care of her physically. Uh-huh. And then there's the other 3 that just kind of they help in their own way, whether that be them physically and or financially, but they don't help as much as the other 2. Do I feel like my uncle and my aunt deserve less? In the sense of, I think they deserve the same payment, but I think my mom deserves a house.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think that's an argument.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's like, no, she's the one who's sending her fucking $300 a month. She's the one, you know, like, yeah, you're sending her $75, $100, whatever you can, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like this woman's and while also taking care of 2 kids since she was fucking 18, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was just like, that's the way I look at it. But also my uncle who stayed there, he has his own properties and everything there. So I don't think he necessarily needs the property, but I think he deserves a bigger check.
Yeah.
At the end of it. Or
yeah,
just
because like, there's like a huge mental load that goes into that also, taking care of somebody physically.
Yeah. So it's just like, it gets tricky. It gets so tricky. Honestly, my family has fought about that conversation. Like when my great grandmother passed away, my grandma, who is her daughter, and my great uncle, who lives here in the state, there was a big rift between their relationship because of that. Because of like, she was like, my grandma would be crying and being like, I can't leave.
Yeah.
Like I'm taking care of my husband who like has diabetes, has this, has that, but also I'm taking care of my mom who, you know, like she was 88 when she passed away or something like that, you know? So like, and my grandma was in the ambulance when she passed away. So it was just like, how are you going to try and take, like, how do you quantify that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it, and not to say that my uncle who's here, who is kind of a mean person or a hard ass. I wouldn't say mean, but he's a hard ass.
They're like stoic and
He just thinks he's the godfather of the family.
yeah.
Like that's the way he views himself, and he was for a long period of time. But that was because he is married to a white woman. You know.
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot, right? It's a lot. Yeah. But like, oh, dude, next week, if I get my little cousins in here, like, I want to have that conversation with them. Where we're just like, we're just spectators. We were just spectators for all of that. But because of that riff, I didn't go to every family function because my mom was like, like for what? Like just so like we'll get side eyes or like blah blah blah. And my mom felt uncomfortable.
We would have to go to those things, you know.
But
they'd be like, "Okay, we're going." No, we're going. Like, you don't have a choice. You have to go. And people, we would like, everybody would kind of like anticipate it and just not. What is the word? You know what I'm saying? Like,
everyone comes in with their guard
reluctantly
up.
go.
Everyone comes in with like a fucking whole guard up and being like, if this motherfucker says one thing, I got a laundry list of fucking bullshit.
We couldn't even say anything. It was just like, don't say anything. I was the only one that would stand up there and be like, I would just be myself. Everyone else would be like,
yeah.
Oh, nah. And I'd be like, why are you acting like a pussy?
Yeah. But it's because we're not involved, right?
I'm too real. I am my grandmother's granddaughter. She is known around San Jose in the church community and wherever she's known that she's a very she's just blunt. I'm a very blunt person and I'll tell you how it is. I tell all my friends how it is and I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, same with me, but the thing is I think I was told my role at such a young age from my family. Yeah. With my family. Like, if it's like, you know, out and about with friends, school, soccer, work, whatever the fuck, I have to figure out my role there. But with my family, they were like, I was already being told at 9 years old, like, your dad's not always going to be there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which is such a shitty thing to tell a 9-year-old. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, to like have that mentally, you know, be told, or like physically be told to you. Also, my dad has this shit. But, you know, like it does take a, like.
Wait, does your mom watch the podcast?
She has other people watch it. Yeah.
Does your dad watch the podcast?
I have cousins out in Mexico who like everything. But I don't know if they like, you know.
I wonder if my mom watches.
But like, I hope I genuinely, I think my mom definitely knows what I say on the podcast. She maybe doesn't watch it, but word does get back to her. Whether that be from my sister, my little cousins. Do you think
she cares though? Like,
no, I think.
Like, is it mad when she gets back to you?
No, like the way that my mom views it is, like, she finally gets to hear her son, if that makes sense.
That's
like,
very nice.
It's awesome.
That's like a woman's point of view of it, because I think on like my dad's point of view, I don't think he watches it. I think he watched like half of one or something. Right. But I think if he watched just, it,
like for a lot of it's. I mean, for the most part, like the last couple episodes, it's mostly me just talking shit, right? And you're kind of here commentating on it.
Yeah. You
know, which is why coming 2024, we're gonna change a little. You know,
we're all gonna talk shit.
We're all getting in trouble. We are all getting in trouble because I am running out of stories and I'm burning bridges. Quick. But no, but
I burn no bridge.
But like I would like when my mom was here, right? Like 2 weeks ago or whatever. I felt weird before the podcast bringing up therapy to her. Because she's not from that world.
No, they're not. My dad's not either. I told him, I was like, you should go to therapy to like talk to someone, but they don't like that.
This time around when she came through, like that's what we were talking about. Was like, oh, so like, what do you talk to your therapist about? Or like, blah, blah, blah.
That's so good.
Because she hears it. She hears me talk about like, oh, like this, that, da, 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 da. And like, I think she knows she'll never get a clear answer when she asks. Yeah. But how often does a parent get to be a fly in the wall for
I know.
their kid when we're talking about like when we're talking to friends. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is exactly that.
Yeah.
So for her, like, I think she's so. My mom's fucking awesome. I love her. She's honestly like the person that is the only reason why I haven't killed myself to be or blah blah blah. Yeah, I forgot this is YouTube. But like yeah, I haven't offed myself for that reason. It's because of my mom. Like she's the one who's like, dude, if she can do it, if she can.
You can
this,
do it if she
you
can
know?
do it. Yeah, yeah.
So like so now like she kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but like the way that I think she looks at me is just like this is my little experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's my little experiment. Like I brought him here. She doesn't. But like she's like I don't know his life. Like I don't know what like actually he.
Well, because past a certain point, you grow up and you don't tell your mom all these things.
Well, also like growing up, right? We're all like sneaking out. We're doing things behind people's backs.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they hear all these things and they're all like my mom hears like oh I snuck out of the house and I jumped out of a fucking a 2-story blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in her head, she was like, well. I'm glad to hear that he was still with the friends that he's with now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like it's like and he like
Because before they would be like, "Oh, you're not gonna have those friends forever."
Right.
That's how my dad was, at least.
Right.
And then
So-
I'm still friends with lots of the friends that I was friends with when
Exactly.
he would say that.
So like it's one of those things where it's just like sometimes a lot of the times parents are wrong.
Yeah.
Right? So like for her she's like in
she's
my
like,
eyes
she's able to acknowledge it because she's hearing it from a different source. Like she hears it on here.
Right.
She's hearing it from friends rather than like.
Right. Because it's different from like when you get caught doing something and being like, but Ma, like I swear, like it wasn't my fault. Like blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Like it doesn't come off the same. Like you still got caught. You're
Yeah.
still the bad person.
You're trying, when you get caught, you're trying to cover your ass.
Well, not just that. Even if you're telling them the truth.
Yeah,
like,
but it's always going to sound like you're trying to cover your ass.
Right. So like now she hears these stories and like I don't know, like
She's all, he wasn't lying.
Well, one, I wasn't lying. Like when I tell her like I would tell her like when I'm leaving, I'm like, oh, I'm about to go smoke weed with the homies or whatever, and then like laugh like it's a joke.
But you were really doing it.
But I was really doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's not like it's not that I didn't tell her the truth or I was lying to her. I was telling her the truth, but in a silly way, so she wouldn't like,
She'd be like, he's just joking.
Yeah, or like just so I think also parents. Maybe when like Forrest is older or whatever, you'll realize like, ignorance is bliss. Mm-hmm. Like, I talk to my therapist about this all the time, where I'm like, I need to know facts so much that it ruins things for me.
Yeah.
In the sense of like sports, like all this shit, like sports,
the
business.
endings of movies. I'm not like that. I'm absolutely not like
Yeah.
that. Because I could give a shit less. But there's lots of people that I know that are like that. And they need to know the ending before they can start the beginning.
Right.
And
well, and it's not even like in a sense like that. It's more so like the less I know, the better I'm off. With some of these fucking DJs out here, like they talk a lot of shit and they
Oh.
move real nasty.
yeah.
But I'm not, the less I know about that, the better for me, so I can just go up to you and be like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like,
Tell me why when you're a person like that, though, everybody wants to tell you.
dude,
That's
To-
how I am,
to
like
keep-
with any drama.
dude, same.
Girl
to
drama.
keep it with my family, right? Oh, dude, I can't say a lot of the things because I have to keep them. I have to take it to my grave, type shit.
Yeah.
But like family members, knowing that I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm the oldest, quote unquote, American son of the family. So like a lot of them are like, I have to do stuff for them. Whether that is applying for an apartment, applying for a job, creating a resume, da 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 da.
I'm so lucky I don't have
Like
to do that
all
shit.
that shit. But also on top of that, I've worked with a lot of my family members. Like
I've worked with my dad.
it's weird once you like see like their side, their individualism.
Individualism.
Yeah, like it's weird. Like I have family members who like cheat and this and that, but they tell me so they can get it off their chest, knowing that I'm not going to say anything because
Which fucking sucks though, because there's a mental load. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Friends, family, whoever. I feel like I'm in that position. I don't know. Everyone's always like, oh, it's because you're Pisces. No, the fuck it isn't. Like, it's when you're an open person and you're able to like, if you are able to listen, people are gonna fucking tell you.
Well, not just that, but I think everyone in this room is kind of like this, where like, if someone points out my shit, I'll tell you that you're right.
Yeah.
But then also be like, now it's your turn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what my dad hates. Is because my dad, he's always like, you always have to be right. And I'm like, no, but if I'm wrong, please tell me so I can fix it. And he's like, well, if I tell you, you're not going to fix it. Jacob's not going to tell you. And I'm like, that's some bullshit. Because Jacob will straight up be like, nah, babe, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Because I said something. I sent something to the group chat, the DJ group chat. And I was like, please, you guys never do this, da-da-da-da. When, like, you're a DJ and you have more followers and then you front someone out and you tell everyone on your list that, like, oh, don't work with this person again. Like, I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
But Jacob came at me and was like, yeah, it was wrong of that person to do that. But if you look more into it, this person gave a lot of information about how, like, this guy was a bad guy.
Yeah.
And, like, he did this, and this wrong. My bad. I actually, thinking about that, I should probably message the group chat and be like, I was wrong. But I was like, damn. There's, oh my God.
No, but
It's
like,
easy to always want to be right.
Right.
It's so easy, but
well,
it's
also, I don't know, me personally.
Yeah.
Rather than speaking for all of us, but like me personally, because people come to me telling me their shit, right? Sometimes when I'm like, you're wrong, they take it, they're like, I'm just blowing off steam though. Like, what, like, I'm not, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm telling you as a friend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm telling you as a friend and also as someone who gives a fuck about your future, don't do this. This is a wrong move. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking take a beat and just fucking relax a little bit and then really think about what you're mad about or like what you're trying to fight for. Like today, for example, right? At work, someone else got promoted and blah, blah, blah. I'm heated, internally fucking pissed. And rather than
not at that person.
Not at that person who got the promotion, because they deserve it. They work there, blah, blah, blah. They do all their shit. But rather than just go up directly to my manager at a heated moment, I had to like really
Take a step back. And...
but she's there, you know what I mean? She's right in front of me. And like, Matt knows this from me. I will just tell you, like, if you're right there, fuck, I'm not gonna waste time, dude. Like, you're right there. Like, what are we doing? You know, like, it's like, I just need to get this off my chest. But the getting it off your chest doesn't mean that there's a resolution.
Yeah, no, and
you
also have to sit back and like kind of think about it and make sure that what you're saying is gonna be the right move going forward. Right. Yeah, because, I mean, when we were younger, right, or whatever, like, let's just say, like, a past relationship or whatever, they did something wrong, you're like, I'm out of here, fuck this person. Yeah. Dude,
right? But then you're like, oh, but also, like, I was mad at myself because of this, I was mad at my mom because of this, and then this relationship, I can take you off my plate so easily. Yeah. You know, that I don't have to deal with it. But at the end of the day, like, you're gonna text them back and be like, hey, I'm sorry, like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Like, and that's at least how I am sometimes. Which I'm trying to be better. I'm really working on it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, I think the only person who out of my relationships, the only person who really saw me like practice being good, you know, like for real, like try, was Fernanda. Mm-hmm. And she's the only one who saw me like really be like she didn't even know the old me, but because I'm so open and like being like, oh, I did this, I cheated on this person, I fucked this person, da, 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 like, you know, like she can kind of put two and two together. Mm-hmm. But then that allowed like a longer leash, right? Where I'm like, I don't want to talk to anyone today. I hope you understand that, you know, like maybe just send me 2-3 texts. Just be like, hey, I'm off of work. Hey, Hope you ate. Hey, going to sleep.
Yeah.
Boom. You know, like
In a relationship, that's what you want?
no, like for that one day, that's what I needed.
Jacob better be texting me all
But-
damn day while he's at work. I'm just kidding.
But like that's just the way that I am. I operate in the sense of like I was always told I'm an individual, so that's the way that I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what fucks me up with the family thing and you know like friends and relationships. It's where it's just like, all right, well, at some point this doesn't benefit me, but that doesn't mean I don't need the relationship.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I would be like, oh, this doesn't benefit me in the sense of like, oh, you're not gonna drive me to soccer practice. You're not gonna do this.
But that's the point where you realize, like in the relationship, when you guys are together, you realize sometimes that you guys need to be friends. That's what sucks though, is that like, I'm going to say our generation, but I feel like it's everybody is like, once you cut someone off in a sexual way, they think that you guys can't stay friends going forward because it's going to be awkward because they're still in love or whatever it may be. But that's what sucks, is that's how you lose so many really, really good friends, is that like you get out of a relationship like that.
No, like, right now, right? I sent one of my exes, Sophia, shout out to you, I guess. I sent her a little meme or whatever. I sent her two memes. One kind of poking fun at her and her shit. And then another one poking fun of me and my shit, right? Where it's just like, but her response was, she didn't respond to hers. She responded to mine, the meme about me, where she was like, "Yeah, this is you," like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, like I need like markers in my life, if that makes sense. Like I have
Like reassurance, I guess. Or...
not necessarily. Like I need, like she's the person from like 2017 to 2020, where she knows me from that era. And she's the one who knows me, right?
Yeah.
And then I have Christian or Jelly or whatever. He's my marker from like 2015 to, I mean, as of late, like maybe like 2022. And he's my marker, right? But then I have my sister and my mom, you know, and like blah, blah, blah. But those are the people who are like, I'm like, hey, did I do this at this age? Or did I, you know, like, and like, they're like, no, you're growing. I see the evolution. It needs to speed up a little bit more, which I understand. You know, just trying to be a better
Daniel,
me.
you can't get taller.
I'm not. You can just see me hanging from a tree, just like, I got it. That's just like gravity do its thing, you know?
He gets stuck in one of those things that flips over, you know what I'm saying?
Dude.
We should get one.
First
These are
off,
hella funny.
They're good for your back.
that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. It's good for your, it will also.
Just saying, I'm down. If I see that shit at Sabres, I'm buying it.
But dude, one time I was I was working at the paint company during COVID or whatever, and then I went from working in the office to doing marketing for them, and then they had me upstairs in this like room, but they had that thing. I strapped myself up and I was like, oh, what does this thing do? Right. So I strapped myself up. At first you're horizontal, right?
Yeah.
But and then next thing you know, that shit flips on backwards and like literally like for maybe like a solid like 8 to 10 seconds, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna die here. Like, dude, no, like no one was in the office, no one was in the building, all the painters were gone, everyone was doing
Your cell phone's just that far away.
Dude, it was bad. It was like literally it was like a serious panic came.
Dude.
Like where I'm like, oh shit, I can't get the straps off. I can't, and then from there, what am I gonna do? Just like fall backwards, you know? Like it. Oh yeah, I was like freaking the
I never
fuck.
know why. Wait, can you like go sideways maybe?
You could
But-
try. A lot of people really get stuck in
No,
like,
I've seen
just
that.
like-
I've seen hella videos
yeah.
of people getting stuck and like people have to like rescue them.
You hook up on your ankles, right? So you're up there,
Yeah.
right? And then like
Then you can't get
but
back
you
up.
you put two hands to unlock it.
Yeah.
And then once you unlocked one, you're good. And then but unlocking the second one is where you're like, I have to eat it in order.
Yeah, you're gonna-
in order to
oof.
like survive.
Yeah.
You know, like at that point, I had maybe like fucking 3 pints of blood in my head. I was like, holy shit, dude. My eyes were like about to pop out. Like there was just so much pressure in my head. Dude, I thought I was gonna die, but also like in my head, I mean, in my head then I was like, I'm gonna take this in my grave, blah blah blah. Like, and here I am fucking telling you guys about it. But like, dude, that shit, yeah, that shit's crazy. But you know, you need to be fucking put in those pressure type situations to see who you are.
You do.
Cause like, dude, I mean, yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm watching the show called Suits.
Oh my God, with Meghan Markle.
Yes, right. So
Everyone says it's kind of good.
it's actually really good. I'm on season 2 right now. Pretty all right. Pretty, and also I can see how she got Princess. Pretty hot.
She's so no, she's beautiful.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
dude, no, but like
Did you see that Family Guy episode though?
no.
They're like hella pissed off about it. How it like shows that they don't do anything.
What do you mean?
It's her and Prince Harry is his name, right?
Yeah,
They
Harry,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They are just like sitting down and like at the pool and not doing shit.
Dude, she
It's
can't
hilarious.
do anything.
She doesn't. I mean,
But also,
Right?
But also,
But
Prince
it's
Harry
funny.
and his brother. What's his brother's name? It's not Charles.
oh, the fucking creep.
The balding one or
Yeah,
whatever.
he was the one that was on Epstein's Island.
Yeah, so he's the creepy
not,
one.
It's not Charles. It's like
It's not Charles. It's not Charles. I
Are
forgot.
you sure?
I don't think so. Prince Charles is the one who's in. Like he's the one who's holding the crown right now. He was the one who was married to Queen Elizabeth. Elizabeth? Was that her name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, she's
Oh, William.
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 Yeah.
Puck.
A fucking
Oh wait, no. This one's William is.
Okay, but did you see the fucking thing?
Oh no, so brilliant. William is the one with Markle. Looks like, right?
okay.
So then, what's the other one?
But his
He must
brother.
be Harry then.
Yeah, the other one must be Harry then.
Yeah.
Prince of Wales. That one. Up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this dude.
I
Yes.
Yeah.
can't see that far, but what is his name?
Prince of Wales. Fuck, dude. What is this?
But no, like
George.
Prince, the one who's dating married to Meghan
Prince
Markle.
Harry.
He was like a little hootie patootie. He was out here running around and like all the
Yeah, he
all the
was.
clubs and everything. Like rappers know who he is, type
Yes,
shit, right?
yes.
So like
But that's what I was saying is like, did you watch the documentary or whatever?
about that on Netflix
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. You watched it? So
I watched like 2 episodes of it.
it was like so ridiculous how they made the family look terrible.
Yeah.
And like, I get like you should, you should speak up for everything that's happened and everything, but like you shouldn't do that to your family also. Like, would a Mexican do that to your family? I don't know. Like
That's
the
a
things
good ass
that-
conversation though. Okay, wait. So at what for us, right? It's easy for us to say keep it in the family because who is that really gonna affect? Maybe 50 people max, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the people who we can touch, like, and that's it. But like for her, she can affect like everything.
But she played on everything. And even like in the documentary, she was talking about like, oh, they made me wear a color scheme so that I wouldn't like pop out,
Yeah.
which is really hard because my skin color, like I'm black, like we know you're black. Okay. Nobody, I mean, they did come at her all fucking
sure.
crazy
To-
because they're
to-
hella racist over there, but
okay, to your point and to fight back her statement
Mm-hmm.
in the show Suits,
she's
whitewashing everything.
yes,
Right?
and in the documentary, she's wearing the color scheme that she was saying that they forced her to wear.
Yeah.
Like, why are you wearing it when you can wear whatever the hell you want now?
Well, I'm okay. Like 2 things, right? One, I think she's like trying while saying that and then wearing the color scheme. I think she's like, I'll wear it if I want to wear it, right? In some ways, right? And like I that's what I like my therapist brain that I'm not licensed for, but like that's the way that I heard it anyways. It's just like, well, I'll wear this, but like if I choose to wear it, don't tell me what to put on. But and then also like, yes, she was younger and maybe not even like aware of most of these things in Suits or whatever. But like you were the pretty minority. and was your role. Mm-hmm. Like that's who you were supposed to be, and that's what you played. And like, it's just so weird. It's weird. I mean, I guess like the complicated conversation was the family one, where it's just like at work, I think we're more willing to bite our tongues.
Yeah.
Because we're getting paid, and we know that this is just for this amount of time.
Yeah.
Versus like with family.
But it's different, right? Aren't they don't they get paid a little bit?
No, they don't get paid.
Don't.
They opted out.
But before they were. So like when she was,
but
I mean, I guess that's the thing is like when it ended,
Yeah.
then they were grasping for like, how do I get paid? What do I do?
Right.
But they still have the means.
For sure. Do you know how rich the royal family is?
Dude, yeah.
Dude, they also, do a deep dive on the royal family. Do a fucking deep dive on these motherfuckers. They own
Everything.
I want to say no.
They own some of America.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, dude, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think they own something like 22 to 23 of like the world's like land. Not necessarily like the income or whatever, but the land that they own it still.
23%
of the world's like land.
Jesus.
Like that being from like everything from like the things
Because
from
the
Africa,
other portion is
like
the
all these
Rothschilds. They own the rest of it.
Well, no, the Rothschilds actually been losing a lot of money because they have their money. They have their money. Actually, no, the Rothschilds. Who the fuck is that family? Actually, I think the Rothschilds still have their money.
They own like 75%.
But they did the whole trust thing that I was saying earlier. So they put each family member who like comes in or whatever or is born or whatever, they put their life insurance into the trust. Mm-hmm. So every year it just increases more and more and more. And let's just say if there's 15 people and it increases by like $250,000, right?
What the fuck are we doing wrong?
Dude, they got it all fucking planned out, dude. It's fucking insane how smart these people are.
To be honest, Trump is a fucking dick, but he takes care of his family.
Dude, my fucking president, dude. I'm kidding. These are jokes. Comedy.
I think his like sister recently died. They found her like dead. So.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I forget. I saw some randomly. But...
That's crazy. But yeah, it's just like crazy because even like, okay, like if you like, oh, dude, there's so much conspiracies with families and stuff, right? With
so many conspiracies with the Trump family. Did you know that?
Did you hear about the one where they think that they're
time traveler?
Time traveler. Yes, there's a book that was written in 18.
Barron.
It's his
They
son.
think Barron is the time traveler.
It's his son.
That kid has autism.
Dude, jumping through the future discombobulates you.
Discombobulation.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, no, JFK, right?
Yeah.
The Kennedys.
Yeah.
The Kennedys right now, they have Bob Kennedy who's running. No.
Robert.
Oh my God,
Kennedy.
He is such a dick.
He has
Robert?
a crazy voice.
Dude, yeah, and he has like stupid ass like
ideas.
Yeah.
But that's someone who has money and nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Right? Because like, dude,
But he's not gonna win.
No, he's not gonna win.
Trump is gonna win.
He's not gonna win because of his like weird conspiracy thoughts, right? Bernie had the same weird conspiracy thoughts, but he brought us along with it versus being like, no, this is the way it is.
Bernie's a bad bitch.
Dude, Bernie can get it, dude.
Dude, did you see them almost fight? Well, they weren't gonna fight.
Oh,
He stood up, but it was
Bernie,
like,
Bernie had to like
sit down.
You are
You're a U.S. senator.
Bernie was about
He's
to
like
throw
the
hands?
dad.
No,
he
two
was-
other guys.
Two other guys were, but he's like the dad, like basically scolding them.
No,
like,
sit down.
sit
Like, it
down.
was hella funny. You should see. We have
I
to
need to see
show
it.
it
I need
to
to
you.
see it. But nah, dude, it's
Probably
just
yesterday.
crazy because like the Kennedys, right? Like their dad, I forgot their dad's name, but he's part of the mob. He's part of the actual mob,
I know Kennedy.
right? So and then I know Kennedy's too, but it's just their first name.
The dead Kennedys. No, I know real Kennedys.
No,
like,
I know. I'm just making a joke. But
the dead Kennedys.
their dad Okay, well, we'll play it right now. Their dad was a really part of the mob, and his whole game plan was like, I'm gonna get my son to be president, right? But it wasn't JFK. It was his older brother who was supposed to run. And then once his older brother died at war, then JFK became the front runner of everything. And then they literally made up a war story for him in order to like get public
This
like
bitch in his history.
but I love history. And all this shit, right? So like, and then it wasn't until and then fast forward, JFK became president and everything. He's having his affairs, he's doing coke, he's blah blah blah, all this other shit, you know? He's like a real ass dude, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's just a guy who has money who's gonna do shit, right? And yes, he was a beautiful looking man who knows how to like use his words correctly and everything. But like once the reason why he got popped in the first place was because he wanted to break up the CIA. And the CIA is one of the biggest organizations organizations, right? In U.S. government that controls everything.
Yeah.
Everything from like who, like putting people in other countries into power, doing all this shit. A lot of like espionage, I think is what it's called. And like blah blah blah, and he was like, I'm gonna get rid of the CIA. Like these guys are like the reason why Martin Luther King died. These are the people why Malcolm X died. These are the people why like all this shit is happening. The Contras in whatever the fuck that one country, but like all this shit, and I think it was Venezuela. I don't know, but
I don't know.
anyways. Yeah, so like all this shit, and then they like once he was like very adamant about getting rid of the CIA, or at least having them like not be so secretive. That's when he got popped in Dallas. Because like even dude, just that conspiracy is my favorite conspiracy of it all, because we have it on tape. We have testimonies, and then we also have the doctor's report, right? And like,
You should send this to me so I can go and do a deep
oh,
hole.
dude, just fucking YouTube it, dude. YouTube has it all. But also, like, it's just
I don't
crazy.
trust a lot of YouTube. I have to hear it and read it. Like, I like to read history books.
I like reading it, but like reading it to me, I don't get the same. I'm a what do you call that shit?
Conspiracy theorist.
Oh, yes, but I am. But I'm a tangible visual learner.
Visual learner, yes.
Yeah. So like that's why videos do so much more justice for me. But like, yeah, it's just crazy because like I would even have I had a teacher, Mr. G, shout out Mr. G, who worked alongside Obama and Biden in the education board. He literally worked in the White House, right? And he was just like, he decided to come back to an alternative high school in Mountain View because he was like, I can't affect anything. There's no change that I can make. There's nothing that I can do because everything is already set in stone. Like the plans that he had for next year won't work because they already have 10 years planned. Like all this shit, blah, blah, blah. And it's fucking crazy with the Kennedys how once they shot JFK, his younger brother was supposed to run, and then they got that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's crazy to know that like the family thing, once you know too much,
it's done.
It's done.
Yeah, bro.
Ignorance is a bliss.
Bro.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people.
Damn, full circle right now.
That's what I was trying to do. That's what exactly what I was trying to do, dude. Hell yeah, comedy. But like, yeah, it's that whole thing of like, ignorance is a bliss. Trump, I don't think he has too many people in his ear saying like,
no, he's
yada,
got
yada, yada.
lots, but he doesn't listen.
But I don't think he has the right people, right?
Because he fucking hires them all himself.
No, because
It's all his homies.
I think what Trump does is he hires like a lot of like yes men first off, right?
Yeah.
So like, but for me anyways, I would much rather have someone who doesn't know the truth pretend to run something, because that's what a presidency is pretending
That's
to run.
literally what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would rather have someone who doesn't know anything than have someone who knows everything
Yeah.
try to run. Biden has been in politics since the 80s.
I cannot.
You know what I mean? Like the shit that he said about like gay marriage in '04 or whatever, you know, like is biting him in the ass because he thought he was on the right side of history at that time. And it's just like, no, dude, like you have too many people telling you things that may or may not be true. But I would rather have lies and no, in the sense of like when you're like, I would rather have blind confidence versus versus knowledge and steering you in the wrong direction on purpose, right? If you know the answers and you're telling me D is the correct answer, like that, and you know that A is the right one, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know, and for you to like sugarcoat it and say like,
essentially, of course, they're all gonna know something, and you know, all of these presidents. Again, this is the epitome of America. It's just to blame somebody else. That's what they're there for. They're there to be blamed.
Yeah.
Because they all say stupid shit.
Yeah. No, like yeah.
But watch this. Watch this.
Let's see which one.
Sit down.
Little ad.
I haven't had
But after you left here, you got pretty excited about the keyboard. In fact, you tweeted at me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And let me read what the last one said. It said, "Gritty CEO who pretends like he's self-made. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be.
He's shaking while he's reading.
Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy." Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
I like that. I like that energy though.
But Bernie didn't let him duke it out.
Stand up on him. Oh, stop it. Is that your revolutionary republic? No, sit down. Sit down. You're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Hold it.
I don't know why the audio is like that.
But so how do you feel about that? They are two consenting adults. They should have been able to duke it out.
Well, okay. First off, yes to that. But
I
also,
challenge you to a duel.
Okay.
We'd all be watching this shit. If that was, like...
There's certain states
Real life
that
WWE.
what is it called? Mutual combat. If DC or Washington or whatever fucking allowed them to do mutual combat, that would be so fucking tight.
Yeah.
You know, like seeing fucking AOC fight Kamala Harris would be fucking awesome.
I don't want to see that. I don't
What?
care about AOC.
Dude, what?
I don't care about her.
I mean, I don't. I don't really care, but like, I'm just naming political people that we all know.
Kamala Harris doesn't. She's from Oakland, right?
I don't think she's from Oakland. She
you
represented California.
Okay, well,
Yeah. She was the.
she is like
senator?
against
She was like the-
weed.
lead defense,
Yeah,
the defense
the-
attorney, or
something
defense,
like that,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. She was the person who made all the laws.
Yes.
That was her title.
Yeah,
for it.
and she sent so many black men to jail because of
you know why?
possession of weed.
For sure. But do you know
Because
why?
she's whitefishing.
Not just that, but also she realized that this is current. Dude, this is maybe a little too
Is it
fucking
better
deep.
to be
It's a little
against
too
them
deep.
than
No.
with them?
I like it's. Do you remember the fires that were going on up north in California? They were sending prisoners
Yes.
out there and paying them $1.50
Yes, I do
for
know
the
that.
day. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So like for her, it's-
Prisoners that were like, they were able to get out of
Out.
jail.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So
yeah,
this is-
they
this is
should
the
be doing
rate-
that to people that are on fucking death row, and accidentally pushing them. into the
Sure.
so sorry.
Ah.
Predators.
This podcast does not condone violence, but we do condone the right. Two.
Predators.
yeah.
Predators.
No,
okay?
for sure.
Okay.
But like, but it was just like one of those things where it's just like she realized that she can get so many more workers at a time when there wasn't any workers
Yeah.
to like blah 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 do all this shit, and it was so fucking crazy because it's a lot of the times, like you just did, like you point out one aspect and then, but don't give out the timeline of when it was. And that was like 2021 to 2023. So technically when we're still kind of in a pandemic or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Not to say that she's in the right. But like, it's just like a bunch of other, like a bunch of shit. The homeless problem that's happening in California right now, we try to disguise it and like try to like be like, oh no, we're just like real nice people. But I think it's slowly turning California right, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like I know a lot more people who are starting to be like, I don't really like the way things are right now. You know, like why am I paying 34% in taxes right now?
Yeah.
Like more than a third of my income.
Isn't San Francisco is like the most expensive place in the United States?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per capita, I think. Or actually, I think per capita, I think it's still Menlo Park.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how much it is for me to get my own meal delivered DoorDash is probably like $50.
Because they have tax over there.
Dude,
they have a service tax. They have a bunch of. They have They have a Menlo Park tax.
There's a San Francisco tax at fucking McDonald's for like drinks. Like
I think it's like 2%.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I was
crazy.
questioning it, and everyone in the car was like, "Why are you questioning it? Just paying it." And I was like, "I don't know what it is, and I want to know what I'm paying for."
Right.
But the workers don't even know what it is.
Yeah. Speaking about paying for shit, I think we'll probably like wrap it up after this one. But how do you guys feel about the bill that might be passed where you have to pay to use the freeways?
That's some bullshit.
Like,
That's crazy.
Who is gonna be able to afford that? We can barely afford what is it? Fast Track.
Yeah.
All the cars in Fast Track, Beamers, not old ones.
Yeah.
Nice new
That's gonna be
Beamers,
wild,
Teslas,
Dude,
fucking
The streets
Mercedes.
would be so packed because everyone's going to be on the streets. All the broke people is going to be taking back streets.
like
Just
it's gonna
traffic
be-
everywhere is going to just transition.
Well, okay, like the way that I think that I mean, I don't know how they would really manage it outside of like
Maybe
cameras.
like certain times.
I'm thinking of like
That's illegal in California, though. The cameras, they can't send you a ticket unless it's like on Fast Track.
right, but if they make it all 4 lanes, then
That's bullshit.
no, for sure. I'm with you.
I'm so mad right now.
No, I'm with you 1,010%. But like that's why they make these loopholes. They make like, fucking government. It's so crazy. But like that's why they make these little rules, right? Before the real thing happens, they'll be like, all right, well, this one lane you can use. We're gonna charge you like I think it's like something like $1 per mile, maybe $1.25 per mile.
Jesus.
This isn't the fucking Caltrain. We already have to pay. My bill for my car is like $600 a month.
I would much rather pay toll.
I would not want to pay shit.
But for sure. But like if let's just say like
I will fight a senator for this.
I would tell my friends to vote. I can't vote. But like my thing is just like
That's also bullshit. Like, I'm not even gonna start. I'm
yeah.
not gonna start.
Yeah, it's a lot. But just remember, everyone, this is Thanksgiving, and we're thankful for everything, and
What are
we
you
love you
thankful
guys.
for? What are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for?
What
I'm
are you
honestly,
thankful for?
genuinely, and like not to be fucking corny and like blah blah blah, but I really am thankful for you guys and this podcast. Like genuinely, like it gives me it gives me something to look forward to, but also it's fun. It's been so much fun to try to just have these conversations out loud. And then like I've been as of late, I've been looking back at the old ones, and just seeing like who I was last year, because this is when we started it last year. Like I was
A Democrat. I'm just kidding.
no. Even then, I was very moderate first off. But like it was just like it like I wasn't confident in my own voice. You know,
Yeah.
like I was maybe loud, but I wasn't confident. This time, like I know to like take a beat, think about it first,
Yeah.
and then say it out loud. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's
Yeah.
okay. I'm okay being wrong.
Yeah.
But like
You can always be corrected. You can always be correct. You can always be corrected.
Right. And like the fact that so many people have reached out and been like, hey, on this thing, you were off. On this thing, this is how I feel. On this is how I feel. Whether that be family, politics, outlook on life, fucking music, this, that. Like, having people reach out and, like, tell me their opinion, even if it's in private.
You're
like,
thankful for the growth.
yeah, I'm, like, thankful
I'm
thankful for the conversation. You know? Like, I'd never get to talk about my family and their shit that they were going through when my great grandma passed away. But like now that we have it on record and everything, like I can just show this to my little cousins and be like, dude, we're not doing this. We're not them. We're better than our parents.
You don't have to do it again.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we like this was your, you know, your benchmark. And like we're not them. We're better than that. And not to say that our parents are bad, but we're supposed to grow.
We're learning from them also.
Yeah.
What
So
are you
like just
thankful
things like
for?
that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just thankful for like the growth in my career, and then just like doing all this and building all these new skills and shit, and just finally feeling like I have something that I really like. I want to kind of build on and have a future with, and
Nice.
not feeling like, damn, I don't know what I want to do in my life anymore. I'm kind of like, all right, I kind of have an idea.
That's a
what I wanna
good.
do.
That's a
So I'm
good
kind of
feeling.
thankful for that. I mean, that just really kind of happened over the last like year or two. So
Yeah. I'm still waiting for someone who is 1,000% bigger than I am to like reach out to Matt and be like, hey dude, like I just need something maybe like twice a week, once a month, like just something. Right. So, and then like,
Matt gets hella big.
well, no, like
Yeah.
I want that for
Well,
him.
you do.
You know what I mean? No, like, genuinely,
Well, I'm
like,
gonna say I almost said who doesn't want that, but there's lots of people that don't want that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. I like personal. I mean, okay. First off, you.
Excuse me. I am very thankful for my son, specifically because he has taught me how to be a better person. Because I now know like why my dad would lash out on me or why my mom would lash out on me, and I'm growing and learning how to not yell or get pissed.
Yeah.
And it's helping me when I'm talking to my dad or when I'm talking to any of my friends or like when I'm out. I know it's okay to be blunt and be the kind of person that I am, but I think that also helps me here. Like I learned what's okay to say and what's not okay to say because there is a fine line.
Right.
And I'm very thankful for Forrest and Jacob.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Another thing, like, dude, I'm thankful for the group that we have right here, because all of us come with different baggage, different backgrounds, different goals. You know, but I think because we are a trio rather than like 6 individuals, or even when it was just me and Matt, like Matt just wanted to get good, and I, for the most part, just want people to see me. You know what I mean? Like
You want
for
to be
real.
heard, yeah.
Right. And like now having you here, like it brought a different outlook on my shit where I'm like, I will never put you in a position to where your son is going to look at you weird if he sees this in 10, 15 years or whatever. You know what I mean? Like and thinking about it like that has helped me grow as an individual where I'm like, oh, maybe just being a silly goose isn't the thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I got to think about other people around me, you know?
Yeah.
And all this shit. So like, I am thankful for the both of you guys. You guys have really like, Matt for years, for real, has always like, whether he meant it or not, or whether his reaction to a certain situation I saw, like I kind of get it. I was telling him earlier today about the promotion thing where I'm like, oh shit, like I feel like where you were, where you're like, it feels seeing kids get promoted and you're like, I can't work with these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're not the person that you think they are.
Yeah.
But he bit his tongue for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Lot of it. And then the moments that he would blow up, like you'll be like, oh shit, dude, like like you even as just like a fly on the wall, you're like, fuck, dude, like, did I do something wrong? Too?
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Where I'm like, god damn, and like that's where like me and Matt are very similar in the sense of like we'll let things kind of brush off. We're like kind of like ducks, right? Where the water just kind of goes off our backs or whatever. But then next thing you know, like
Explodes.
we just explode because we're like I have too much ammo. I gotta use it.
So my
Yeah.
boss.
Shout out the U.S.
My boss. Is like,
Oh my god!
But we
And
got
that's another episode.
Hell yeah! But no, this has been a fucking awesome episode. I want to say also I'm very thankful for all the listeners and everyone who's subscribed and everything.
Like, comment,
and
subscribe.
yeah, just remember to hit that bell to get notified every time we drop. We're gonna be doing a lot of things. I'm gonna be doing some like individual stuff. I think 2024. I'm gonna try and get like some like street stuff, like on the fly, just going to festivals, going to shows, going to this, and you know, blah blah blah. I remember last year, I think we had a goal of doing shows with certain clubs and things.
Yeah. That was our goal this year, and we pretty much conquered that shit.
Like for me personally, I don't think I didn't conquer it in the sense of I didn't the people who I had on my list, I only got like 2 of them. Right? And so like now I've just been like way too in my head.
Yeah.
I've been way too in my head. But now saying it out loud, it's
like
kinda...
inflation was ridiculous, and we've had to work so much, so we're not able to like focus on the shows and things like that. So don't
but
get too hard on yourself.
But but still, it's just like it's the same as like when I have a bad set or something, or maybe it wasn't even a bad set, but like in my head it was.
Yeah.
Right. It's in my head, and that's something that I want to. I'm thankful that people allow me to fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for all of that. But yeah, just remember, like, comment, subscribe. Also, this Saturday, I'm going to be spinning in San Jose, Story Road, La Pura. Pull up. It's going to be...
Cabana.
Cabana, yeah.
At the cabin.
Yeah. So,
across from Pura.
Yeah. So pull up. It's going to be fucking tight as fuck. I'm going to try and get some BTS from that and all that jazz. And
JCB will be at... on the 21st, he'll be at the Tank Shit Shop with Male. You go again.
Sick.
And then like once again, come New Year's. I think New Year's I'm gonna do something small, and we're not really. It's just for people who want to show up. It's gonna be small. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be our new. I don't want to say collective, but a new little group trio thing with me, Jelly, and Fabian, or AKA Disc. It's gonna be so much fun. BMH, Bean House Mafia.
Yes, you're doing it.
We're gonna be doing some dope shit. They're actually cooking with some real projects that they don't want to release or anything right now. But those are my guys, and I'm just gonna be the face. They're gonna be the artists.
Nice.
And I think that's going to be the goal.
That's exciting.
2024 is going to be so much fun. We love you guys. My birthday is on Sunday, so make sure you guys say happy birthday.
Yay.
But outside of that, do you guys want to shout out your guys' Instagrams or anything?
Oh, yeah. At It's Ashley That's Me with 3 E's on Instagram. Hit me up.
At Matthew.Talbot on Instagram. Hit me up if you guys want to do any...
I'm gonna hit you
up.
But yeah, outside of that, please drop a comment down below as to what our new podcast should be called. It's gonna be. It's not gonna be the George.Daniel podcast anymore. Coming 2024, because we have Ashley, we have Matt. It's not just me, So we love you guys.
Also, don't forget our sponsor, Liquid Death. Go ahead and purchase some of their stuffs anywhere.
www.liquiddeath.com. But outside of that, we love you guys and peace.
Bye.